Well, look what I have here. I have a battle against TSV3CTOR 5th gen. So yeah, thumbs up on my new layout if you don't like it. It took quite a bit of time. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but here you go. So yeah, this is a 5th gen Uber match, and 5th gen being 5th gen, you get the team preview. So therefore, I'll be using the Sun team here, and he'll be using the Sand team. So yeah, I saw he'll be leading with TSV3CTOR, so at the last minute I switched into Genesect. And what better way to be leading with a choice scarf Genesect? So yeah, that's pro. I'm gonna go ahead and get that download. I'll get the +1 attack. He'll go ahead and get the sand stream. So yeah. Cool thing to note about this, by the way, when you do replay battles on your DS, if you use action replay codes, you can actually go ahead and change the background. So I went for a nice volcano background here. You can see we're by near volcano apparently, because you know, sand vs sun. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Death. Arceus being God, Ghost Arceus must be Death. That's the way I see it. Death is gonna go ahead and set up a Calm Mind. Now his Tyranitar comes back in, and I'm pretty sure he has no clue I have the Focus Blast. So here I go for the Focus Blast, I miss. He goes for the low kick and it doesn't affect me. So here, he probably thought I was dark or something. So he went for the payback this time while I missed another Focus Blast. So I missed 2 Focus Blasts and he goes for the payback out of all moves. I mean, Crunch does less damage than payback, and some reason he has payback, like the strongest dark move he could possibly have. He goes into Shaming to take the Focus Blast. I got so irritated that I just stayed in even though I knew I was gonna die. Shaming's the only thing on his team that can take the Ghost and Fighting combo. Everything on his team is weak to Ghost or Fighting. So Shaming was the best switch in here. I'm not gonna let him like heal up or anything. I'm gonna put pressure on him by putting Genesect in. I don't know what I was doing here. I just went for the Flamethrower because I got a special attack boost, and I thought Flamethrower is probably my best option here. So I went for the Flamethrower anyway. He's gonna go ahead and put Giratina in, and that's annoying because now he double switches out into Tyranitar, completely getting rid of my sun I just put up. Like, what the hell, man? Seriously, I just put that up, and this is what you do. He double switches back into Giratina, and I just thought, whatever, I'm just going to stay in and use rocks because he's switching all over the place. I don't know. He's going to take sand damage. I'm looking pretty good. So here I go into Nostalgia. I changed the name on this thing, but apparently this match was quite a while ago. So he used the Dragon Tail. I have the regen ability, so I heal up all damage anyway. So my Ho-Oh is back at max. I get a nice special attack boost, and here I thought, there's no need to over predict, like there's no need whatsoever. So I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam. That does a nice piece of damage, but seriously, that's not enough. He goes to the Rest. Now I've seen Dragon Tail and Rest at this point in time, if I'm correct. So I'm just like, well, I can't stay in now because I don't trust what this thing has. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out, but then he switches out as well because I'm pretty sure he didn't want to risk Sleep Talking Rest twice and me free hit KOing him. So he wanted to take the Ice Beam with his Tyranitar, which is a good play, but I'm going to go ahead and switch back into Landlord because I do not trust this thing's moveset after seeing payback. He goes for the Stealth Rock, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's one of these. It's not choice then anyway. So payback was just, you know, I don't want to risk a Fire Blast if he has a Fire Blast. So I went into Landlord and I just went for the Earthquake because I just want to see what kind of switching he's going to do. He brings Giratina in, and I think that's to wake up because he wants to kill off some turns. He goes for the Sleep Talk, and he has priority over me because he's sleeping. So he gets the first turn Roar, which is like, oh wow. He has Dragon Tail and Roar. So it's a Rest Talk, Dragon Tail, Roar set, and he's basically the ultimate phaser. I go here to set up some hazards because I'm like, okay, why not? And he goes for another Sleep Talk Roar, and I'm not getting a chance to do anything. He's shuffling my whole team. And out of all the Pokemon that could have come in, it had to be stupid Ho-Oh. I changed this thing's nickname to YOLO because it just dies all the time. Actually no, I'm joking. No, Ho-Ho's a beast. Ho-Oh doesn't get to do much this battle, but Ho-Oh has won me so many games. Plus Roost plus that regen ability, like right now my Ho-Ho's back at 4 again because that regen ability is just amazing. He's gonna bring my ass in here, like he wanted to take my ass out, so my ass is gonna sit in here, and I actually over predicted here and I knew he would go into the Tyranitar. So I went for the Grass Knot because I knew the Tyrantile was coming in. I could have gone for the Dracometer, but I don't want to reveal I have it. I want him to think I have something else like Dragon Pulse. So here I knew he was going to switch out, but instead of over predicting, because I don't see a need to over predict at this point in time, I'm looking pretty solid. Over predicting might just cost me the game, so I go for another Grass Knot. That doesn't actually do anything to that, so I'm going to go ahead and bring ground on here in case he sets up like some sort of sword stance in sand. I don't want him getting an early sweep. He goes for the Shadow Claw, so I'm pretty glad I switched out. Now, this Groundon does actually have the Lumberry. The Lumberry's won me so many games against Dark Void users or Will-O-Wisp users. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake here, because I do have the Fire Blast. I'm not a special attacker, but I carry the Fire Blast with like Drought, because it gets rid of things like Pharaoh and Fortress that think they can come in and start being cocky and war me. So, I could have gone for the Fire Blast there, but even better, I know he has to rest because I know he's choiced. I knew this Shaman was choiced, I just had a hunch. So on that turn of him resting, I'm going to take this turn to set up a Toxic Spikes. So now I have Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes, one layer of Toxic Spike. He brings this thing in and I'm still looking good. I can set up another layer because Roar and Dragon Tail go last. And he could Sleep Talk to get priority, but he has to be asleep for that. So therefore, I had a very good opportunity to set up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. So I'm looking good. 1 layer of Stealth Rock, 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes in Ubers is amazing. There are no poison types in Ubers. The only poison types are Poison Arceus, and no one uses that. So when you set up Toxic Spikes, it'll probably stay around for the whole match unless they have a spinner. This turn, he just didn't see it coming. I just went for the Dracometer off the bat. I've already revealed Grass Knot, so I thought, why not? Here's my full power Dracometer, and that Giratina is dead, and I'm happy because it can't shuffle anything anymore. I have Dracometer and Grass Knot, and my last move is actually Hidden Power Fire. But instead of using Hidden Power Fire in this Pharaoh, I decided to like not reveal it yet. And it's pretty good I didn't, because he was smart here. What he did was he put the Pharaoh in case I had Hidden Power Fire, he double switched in Tyranitar to take the Hidden Power Fire. But then he's going to go ahead and take that poison damage. And I don't want to risk getting Fire Blast again, because I haven't seen this guy's last move. I know he has Payback and Low Kick, but I have no idea what his last move is. His last move was Stone Edge. So it's a win-win for me here, because I'm going to bring Groundon in, set up the Sun, and he's just going to die, and I've won the Weather War here. But even if he killed me with like a Fire Blast crit in the Sun, even if he killed me, my Sun would have stayed. So yeah, he brings in this Arceus and goes for this Grass Knot that I just did not see coming, because it took me 20 minutes to work out this was Rock Arceus, and I thought, oh yeah, Rock Arceus, fine, he gets the special defense boost in the sand. But the fact that it was Grass Knot just threw me off. I thought this thing was going to be physical. So he has the Grass Knot, and I know I'm Scarfed, so even if he was Scarfed or Choiced, whatever, he can't do anything to me with Grass Knot. So I didn't over predict it. I went for the Iron Head. I kinda knew he was going to switch out. A Flamethrower would have been a very good move at this point, because these last 3 Pokemon are weak to fire. But in case he stayed in, being a special attacker and somehow has Hidden Power Fire, I was afraid. So I went for the Iron Head. I accidentally took Iron Barb damage, but I'm just going to go ahead and put Fortress in on this T-Wave here. He goes for the Leech Seed, and I just go for the Rapid Spin. So I do take Iron Barb damage again, but at least I go away from the Leech Seed, and the Stealth Rock has now disappeared. So I'm looking good here. He goes for another Leech Seed, so I thought I'm going to take this turn to set up Spikes, because now I have 1 layer of Spike, 1 layer of Rocks, and 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. So this means I'll be taking away 25% from the majority of his team, pretty much. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a double switch in, so is he. He knows he can't hurt me, I know I can't hurt him, so he goes into his mold, and I'm just gonna bring my arse back in. And I know he has that stupid Shadow Claw, but I know he can't outspeed without the sand, so I'm in a position here I can now reveal Hidden Power Fire. And Hidden Power Fire plus Sun is gonna be doing a lot, especially ×4 on this thing. I didn't want to go for the Draco or whatever. There was no need for me to over predict, because like I said, the last 3 Pokemon he pretty much has are weak to fire except that Arceus. So he brings this thing in. Now sadly this thing was actually meant to be a Sky form Shaman, but before the match it got reverted back to its normal form, so that kind of sucks, because if it was Sky form he would have outspeeded me, but he must have thought he could have taken the Hidden Power Fire. But I do have Sun up, and I should mention I also do have the Soul Jewel, and Soul Jewel is just so powerful in Ubers. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and switch out, and he's going to bring the Arceus Rock in, and I didn't trust his moveset. I could have probably lived a Stone Edge, but I didn't know what it had. I didn't know if it had a Shadow Claw. I don't know what kind of moves this thing has. So I switched out into Fortress, and Fortress is my death folder, and it just died to Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, sorry. So now Genesect comes in, gets the attack boost, +1 Iron Head. +1 Iron Head, he's going to switch this thing in, and it's going to take more than he thought. So at this point, a +1 Iron Head is won me the game. So yeah, that's it. Gonna finish that, and a +1 Iron Head will have no problem taking out our Arceus Rock. And Choice Scarf Genesect owns. Can't believe this thing used to be OU. I honestly can't. But yeah, that was a good game. So thank you for the game. As I said, I'll show how to be connected to these servers because they're pro, and thanks for watching. So shit.